John Kennedy, who sits on the Senate Judiciary Committee and just questioned Zuckerberg moments ago. Senator, good to have you back on the show. I appreciate your time. I want to talk about your colorful exchange with Mark Zuckerberg in just a moment, because it's worth our viewers getting a chance to hear it. First, though, the breaking news, Facebook with Mark Zuckerberg saying, yes, we're working with Mueller. We're answering questions. We're doing all of this. Were you surprised to hear that?
Yeah, I was. Clearly, Mr. Zuckerberg didn't want to talk about it. I mean, I'm sure his counsel had advised him not to, but everyone's ears kind of perked up, and yeah, I was pretty surprised. There were two surprises today. That was one. The other one was when Mr. Zuckerberg said repeatedly that Facebook is responsible for its content. You know, in the past, Facebook's always said, look, it's a neutral media platform. It's not responsible for what people say. Today, he said twice that it was. I was very surprised to hear that.
Yeah, the way you put it, that does appear to be a shift. Now, I want to get to the exchange, because you did, Senator, have some harsh and colorful words for Zuckerberg when it comes to Facebook's user agreement, which is at the heart of what they are responsible for. Let me play it.
Here's what everybody's been trying to tell you today, and I say this gently. Your user agreement sucks. You can spot me 75 IQ points. If I can figure it out, you can figure it out. The purpose of that user agreement is to cover Facebook's rear end. It's not to inform your users about their rights. Now, you know that, and I know that. I'm going to suggest to you that you go back home and rewrite it. And tell your $1,200 an hour lawyers, no disrespect, they're good. But tell them you want it written in English, in non-Swahili.
Now, let me start with your bottom line there. Mm-hmm. Is he going to take your advice? Is he going to go back and make changes to that user agreement?
Aaron, I don't know. I was mildly disappointed today. Mr. Zuckerberg's a really bright guy, and he was well rehearsed. I kind of wish he hadn't rehearsed. I'm just not sure we connected with him. I mean, what we tried to tell him was, look, Facebook's an extraordinary company. You've done some magical things, but the digital promised land has some minefields. One of them is privacy. The other one is propaganda. Go back and address these. And it was just sort of, well, you know, yeah, I want to do better, but I'm not doing anything wrong. And I'm just not sure we connected. Now, there are going to be a flurry of bills introduced. They're coming. And whether they pass or not is up to Mr. Zuckerberg. I don't want to regulate him. It's the last thing I want to do.
You don't want to regulate him?
By God, I will vote to do it if he's not going to really sit down and be serious about this. I'm not saying he's unserious. I'm just not sure we connected. He was too rehearsed. They did too good of a job. I wanted him just to come in and let's talk.
I want to play a little bit of that in just a moment. But first, at the end of that exchange, when you were asking the question of Mark, you said in English, not in Swahili. And obviously, you're probably aware there has been outrage over your Swahili line by some calling it a racial slur, disparaging, distasteful, unnecessary. Do you want to apologize for it, or do you think that those people are taking it too seriously?
No, there's nothing to apologize for. I think everybody understood the point I was trying to make. So
no apology at all?
No.
All right. There were multiple occasions when Zuckerberg was unable to answer the questions, which is what you refer to. You said you failed to connect. Others might say he didn't want to answer the questions, and I just wanted to play a few of those to give people a sense of what we're talking about.
I'm happy to have my team follow up with you. I can certainly have my team get back to you. I'll have my team get back to you. I'll have my team follow up with you. I think we should have our team follow up with yours to discuss the details around that more.
Is that what you're talking about, too rehearsed?
Yeah, there was a lot of that. I mean, Mr. Zuckerberg kept saying, look, you own your data. And folks would say, well, it doesn't feel like I own my data. It feels like Facebook owns my data. Would you be willing to do this? Would you be willing to do that? Would you be willing to let our data be portable? And, it was all, we'll get back to you, we'll get back to you. I don't want to be unfair to him. I mean, it's important.
Yeah.
What's important is what he does, not what he says. But I just didn't feel like we were connecting. I just didn't. I'm not sure he appreciates that that Congress is serious here, and we got a problem, and we don't want to hurt Facebook, but by
Senator-
God, these need to be addressed.
Senator, I literally have 10 seconds. Want to ask
Okay.
you, does Bob Mueller deserve to stay in his job?
Yes.
All right, you answered it in less than 10. That's a clear one-word answer. Thank you very much. Senator, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.